In the last few weeks, county officials have launched an investigation and a media campaign to clear the name of a county commissioner. It all started last month when News 13's Katie Kim went on special assignment and exposed how inmates on house arrest were sent to properties owned by the commissioner and his friends. The commissioner said it was all a misunderstanding. Tonight, Katie's back with more proof that the program has big problems.
I hope that later, when it shows that nothing occurred inappropriate, at least related to this commissioner, that you would air that as well.
Bernalillo County Commissioner Art De La Cruz asked us last month to follow up on allegations that inmates on ankle monitors were sent to his neighborhood and the neighborhoods of his friends to pull weeds and clean up trash. So we did.
News 13 obtained GPS tracking data from the clean team's ankle monitors. The data are displayed on maps that show a series of dots. Each one represents an area where an inmate spent at least 30 seconds. As you can see, inmates were clearly on private properties, some owned by De La Cruz and his friends. That's against county rules. Here's what De La Cruz told us last month.
Nobody ever stepped on my property.
When we approached him later to talk about the GPS data, he changed his tune.
Nobody stepped onto my yard.
You're looking at GPS data provided by the county from July 24th, 2013. At least one inmate stepped onto property owned by De La Cruz. It's right next door to where he lives.
We've never gone to any private residences. We're not allowed to do that.
That's Ernie Metzger, the man who runs the clean team and a friend of De La Cruz. Our data prove his statement to us last month isn't true. Metzger said De La Cruz asked him to have the inmates clean along the commissioner's street. De La Cruz had been chosen for a garden tour. So had some of his friends. The commissioner asked Metzger to take the clean team to their neighborhoods too. But take a look. The inmates weren't just on the streets. GPS placed multiple inmates in the fancy courtyard of a couple who are friends of De La Cruz's from the community. The data suggests they were working.
So I'm taking this serious, okay, because somewhere the ball was dropped.
MDC boss Tom Swistak says inmates never should have been on people's property. Now he's using a private investigator to find out how that happened and who's responsible.
Who at this point that's supposed to be managing those people, were they doing their job? Okay. That's my issue.
To solve it, one of the things Swistak is considering is not allowing commissioners to call the clean team with requests.
What we need to do better is have a different neutral system that doesn't allow that kind of activity to happen.
He's also thinking about limiting the clean team to schools, community centers, and public roads, not neighborhoods. Swistak says the GPS tracking data raised two serious concerns for him: security and the possibility that officials abused their power.
It really raised a flag.
De La Cruz says the opposite. He thinks the GPS data vindicate him.
What the data showed is that for 30 seconds, somebody stepped onto a property that I rent, but it was for all of 30 seconds.
On special assignment, Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
Now, if an inmate was in one spot at least 30 seconds, the GPS showed it. But it doesn't track exactly how long the inmate stayed in each location. The county is also investigating why the inmates also ended up on private property in the North Valley. The official investigation is expected to wrap up in the coming weeks. They promised to share it with us.